Well, I'm delighted to say we are joined in studio this morning by two very special guests. Have just been described, one of them as the most famous man in Ireland, which I'm not going to argue with. Daire Gorman, Kenny Gorman. You're very welcome to studio, lads. How are you getting on?
Right, we're good. Yes,
all
thanks.
good.
Not a bother, yeah. Good, all
Most
good,
famous man in Ireland.
I don't know about that yet.
It's not far
yet.
off. Do you have any clothes that are not Liverpool jerseys, Daire? Is my main question.
Very little.
And even if you
Very
had,
little.
you have no interest in wearing them.
No.
Has he been in touch to explain himself yet?
Yeah. No, not yet even.
Not yet.
No. Hopefully so.
Yeah.
Hopefully, eventually.
Yeah, a big shock during the week for everybody, wasn't it? When Jurgen Klopp sat down, made his announcement, it came out on Twitter. Everybody was shocked by it.
Yeah. I'm heartbroken.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't believe it. I was in school at the time, and my SNA, she's a Man United fan, and she came over. She came over to me and said, "Klopp's leaving at the end of the season," and I said, "No way, he's not. He'd never leave at the end of the season." And then she showed me the phone, and it was true. He was leaving.
Yeah.
What was your first reaction? What was the emotion that came out?
Well, it was lunchtime and I was in front of all my friends, so I couldn't really cry. But once I got outside, I kind of shed a couple of tears.
Yeah.
And did she show you the video, or had you seen the video at that point?
No, she wouldn't show me the video. She didn't want me to cry. She didn't want me to cry, but I did when I got home.
And a shout out for you in the middle of it.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't believe that.
That's unreal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you know. And I think because it felt like, of course, he was speaking to you, and he was speaking to all Liverpool fans through you almost. You know, I need to explain myself here a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's an incredible connection that the two of you had. And watching the video, you had everybody in tears on Christmas Day, Dara. In my house, I was like, you know, I watched it again last night. Thought I better refresh myself here. Tears again last night. It's a cracker of a video.
Yeah, it was a brilliant experience to get over and meet Klopp and to meet all my favourite players and all that, and to watch them train as well, and to go to another match was
Class.
mad. Yeah, class.
Luis Diaz was the random shout. I was expecting to say, Mo Salah or someone was the one you were looking forward
Diaz.
to.
Diaz
Why
is mad.
Diaz?
I don't know. Whenever he arrived last 2 years ago, he was. I just loved him from day one. I thought the skill was amazing. His runs was amazing. His play, I just loved him from the first day.
Yeah, he's got something about him, doesn't he?
Yeah.
There's a cheekiness about him as well.
Yeah.
Must be funny for you, Kenny. Like watching all as a Liverpool fan as well. Like it must be strange.
It is strange. Like it took him a right while to get where he is now as regards football. He started off WWE. He was WWE mad, and then I think, like obviously Liverpool's in my life, all my life. Like it's in the house, and we watch football 24/7. Like it's he's watching them. What do you call it? Premier League years and all them stuff. And like you said about his experience, like we went over that weekend, and I was on the Sunday. I was in the Legends Lounge on Sunday, like with John Barnes, Ian Rush, you know, Daniel Agger, Glenn Johnson, Phil Thompson. Like I was like starstruck. I was like, you know, looking around the place. He didn't really cop it that much as regards who they were. So he had his day on Monday, and I had my day on Sunday. So it was a good win all round, you know.
And when you know you're over there and the players start to flood in, like you were talking about the older players or the current players, like it's mad just to obviously the whole experience was so crazy, and they come in and they take a load of time with you there as well. They seem like decent fellas basically.
Unbelievable,
Yeah.
Like for them to take a day, like for Jurgen Klopp and the players to take a wee bit of time out of their busy work schedule to come and spend a wee bit of time with me, I'm very grateful for that. I am.
And it's hard to get tickets. That was one of the things that came across. It's hard to get wheelchair tickets for Liverpool.
It is because they sell out so quickly.
Yeah.
You know, they're gone within minutes of being put up on sale. I don't know. I can never actually get a reason why. And then you had to go through a whole process to get onto the ticket system. And then when you get onto it, you're still in a queue. So it took me nearly 10 years before I couldn't even get tickets for them. Through Little Blue Heroes were fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a foundation that, listen, we'll never be able to thank them enough.
What was your connection there? Was that they just
they're a foundation run by it's all voluntary, and it's all run by honorary Garda, and they approached us a couple of years. Well, actually, we were at a car, like a supercar event in Dublin. We were happened to be in Dublin on the day, and we walked down and had a look. And then one of the girls seen Dara in the chair, and she asked him over, and she said, this is Little Blue Heroes, blah, blah. And then they got in contact with us through Monaghan, and then it just went from there, really. They're a fantastic foundation, you know. Anne-Marie Larkin is the Cavan Monaghan representative. She's
beautiful.
to him, she's a hero,
I can
absolute
imagine.
hero. Yeah. And then while I'm here, I have a shout out to where we got our tickets from, which is the Liverpool Disabled Supporters Club. Ted Morris is the director, I think. But he gave up his seats for Dara that day.
Oh, wow.
You know, and that was just amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The seats were out of this world. Like.
And you weren't to know with hindsight when you'll never walk alone starts to ring out, and you've the phone out, and I presume you're just thinking, this is a beautiful moment. My son is very emotional here. This means that
I didn't even know. It was an accident.
Oh, really?
He asked me to get a video of the cop singing "You Never Walk Alone" with his phone.
Might turn the sound down a little bit, yeah. But go on, sorry, Kenny. Yeah.
And then I wanted a video of him singing it on my own phone. So I was like, kind of like this. Wasn't even looking at him. And I looked over about a minute later, and he was in tears, and I just kept playing because I couldn't stop.
Yeah.
You said in the video, the Liverpool video on Christmas Day, Dara, as well, that even on the walk to the stadium, I think you were probably feeling the emotion already. Like you could feel the lump in the throat. Maybe you knew you were probably going to cry at that point.
Yeah, I was going in. We had a private tour the day before the Aston Villa game, and whenever I walked in down through the Anfield gates for the first time, a few tears came down my eyes, and I'm thinking, what am I going to be like when you never walk alone, place? And that's what I was like. Completely couldn't stop.
It's amazing.
Class.
But it's right, like Jurgen Klopp said in the video as well, like life without emotions will be boring anyway.
It would, oh yeah.
So that kind of sums it up.
Yeah.
He's a very special man now.
Yeah.
Do you know that you say that? One thing that came across in the video, that outside of the connection with Klopp, the players coming in, the bond between the two of you was lovely. The way you're clearly, there's a best pal situation here as well, I'd say, apart from anything else.
Absolutely, we were like in the background, and then they were chatting away, and even his PA came over and said, "Listen, they look like they've been friends for years." It was just so relaxed and so easy going. Like the tour, the actual tour wasn't even planned.
Okay.
It was we were
happened.
supposed to get 15 minutes with Jurgen Klopp,
Oh.
and then he rang up to say that we were in a room with loads of other. There was like a Make-A-Wish, I think, going on as well. So they put us all together,
Okay.
and we were there, and we had Virgil and Kakpo and a few others came in and signed autographs and stuff for pictures and stuff like that. And then we were called out, and your man said, "Listen, Jurgen Klopp wants to spend a little bit more time with Dara. He's, so nearly an hour, I think, 45 minutes to an hour."
Yeah.
And you clearly, spend a little bit of time in your company here, Dara. You're clearly, there's a bit of development about you, and your passion for the club comes off, but you clearly resonated with him as well. That's struck a chord, like.
Yeah, he wasn't. Nothing was put on with him. Like it was completely real. Everything that he said he seen in the video was completely real, and he was really close to crying. He said, "I'm really close to crying." And he was really, really close to crying at the end. And yeah, he's such a gentleman.
Are you expecting the phone to ring now one of these days and him to be on it and say, "Listen, come on now"?
Hopefully go over and meet him one more time.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's in the pipeline. I am not. We haven't got concrete word yet, but I think they are talking about bringing him back over. I think, yeah.
That'd be class.
Right.
It would, yeah.
It's part 2.
Part 2.
Yeah.
Well, we as a family don't know if we're going to get it videoed, because like, if we get it videoed, it's going to go through the roof again.
Yeah.
And
You've had enough.
no, it's he's got school.
Yeah.
You know,
Big distraction, I suppose, isn't it?
Big enough. Like,
When was that video recorded? Because obviously Klopp said he told the club in November times. Was it before?
December, start of December.
Right. So Klopp at that point knew that he was going to step aside.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Who do you want coming in, Dara? That's the big question I have for you this morning.
The one person I really want to see come in is Xabi Alonso. He's doing really well at Bayer Leverkusen in the Bundesliga. I just think he'd be a perfect fit to replace Klopp. But apart from that, I'm lost.
Yeah.
You don't want to take Ten Hag off United fans' hands, do you?
No, definitely don't want him.
As a United fan, I'd love to get rid of him.
Great comeback last night.
Yeah.
We'll take it.
What? Go on, Shane, yeah.
Just has Dara always been the old soul, as Jurgen called him? I think Jurgen said he was the wisest man in the room.
Yeah, listen, like, he's not afraid to speak, and I don't know where he gets his confidence from, because I'm well able to hold my own, as they say, but like Shelley, my wife, wouldn't be that forthcoming either, and we're just not we're a private enough family, we don't show ourselves that much, you know. Well, saying that now, look, we're not out. We haven't been out of the news now.
Well, we need to talk about the Monaghan connection here as well. This is just before we came on air here. It turns out the two lads know each other for 20 years here.
Well, I used to play with Kenny with Monaghan Town FC as well. So I played a few games. The crossover of our careers was there was a small Venn diagram there.
Yeah.
So we played a few games together. Yeah, for sure.
I was involved in soccer with Shane. Shane's a fantastic soccer player. He might be modest, but he's quite good.
He's neither modest. No.
He's quite good. He's quite a handy. And then we had 5-a-side tournaments we used to run for Dara as a fundraiser for Dara for years. Shane played. He would have played in 4 or 5 of them. Yeah, would have at least.
Years. Yeah. I remember Dara when he was, I don't know what age at the start.
Well, I saw a picture last night of Dara in a Dubs jersey. I was like, what the hell is happening here as a kid? Well, you are a Dubs fan, are you?
I am, yeah.
I'm a Dubs, so.
Yeah.
I kind of grew up going to the All-Ireland final with my dad, so.
Do you get a bit of slagging around Monaghan for that, or?
Yeah, a wee bit.
We did on Sunday, let's put that way.
Yeah. We'll not talk about Sunday, we don't talk about Sunday.
You mentioned the video as well, the Barcelona game in the Champions League.
Yeah.
Jurgen asked you what moment was kind of your turning point. Like, talk to us about that night and how that stuck with you, I suppose.
Well, so the night, I always used to think football was great. I used to think, oh, this will be so cool. I'll go and I'll watch the whole game or whatever. After 5 minutes, I'd ask for Dad's phone. After 5 minutes, I'd sit on the couch with the phone. But that night, I didn't. That night, I actually watched it because I was interested. Once Liverpool got the first goal, I'm like, hold on here, something's happening. Then the second goal went in, and I'm like, right, no phone today. The third one went in, right, definitely we're on the edge here. And then the fourth one, that's when I started supporting Liverpool. After the fourth goal, I think, was whenever I became a proper Liverpool fan.
Unreal. To have that special moment, like.
I'm still trying to figure out how you went from watching 5 minutes of a phone to being Liverpool super fan all of a sudden. Like.
You're not complaining now, though. It's,
no. I'm happy to go along for the ride, yeah.
It's a great connection. My young fella's a Liverpool fan. I years ago used to support United but gave it up. But so I don't support any of them. But he's Liverpool mad, a bit like yourself, Dara. And it's while I don't support Liverpool, I find it a great connection with him to talk about the players. Diogo Jota, unfortunately, is his favourite player. I'm trying to sort of convince him that he should get somebody who maybe starts a little bit more, but that's another day's conversation. But I find it a great connection. It's very obvious that there's a real bond between the two of you in relation to that as well.
Absolutely, yeah. No, absolutely. We have, we like on match day, it's interesting, like because he's so wound up on it, and he's watching this and watching that, and he plays his Xbox and he recreates the game that's played that day, and then I beat them 7-0 and
16-0. I think you beat United.
That's a real life experience there as well.
Well, really, yeah.
Close enough. Yeah.
But yeah, we have a good bond as regards football and sport goes. Like I find it very hard to watch a match with him because he never shuts up.
Oh, really?
Commentary.
Yeah. Well,
you can get a job with us.
It's funny you should say. What are you interested in school? Like, what are the
history? Is my
history really? What type?
Subject.
What sort?
Just about a really Irish history.
Irish history, right?
History, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So you're not like obsessing with Liverpool. You'll have an old history book out and be looking at that.
Well, depends.
You'll watch a bit on television, like you watch the
well.
History Channel and stuff.
That's why he became a Liverpool fan at first, because they were always just talking about their history for so long. You see,
does that mean he's going to be a United fan shortly?
Hey.
Hopefully not.
No.
I can say from experience, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. The moment as well. There were so many moments in that video that just would bring tears to your eyes. But I think your mum said it at one stage as well, that Liverpool is like your best friend.
Yeah.
Like that must. It's just such a special bond to have, even with the club, which has probably been exaggerated now even more so.
No, I love Liverpool. It is everything to do with me. On a match day, it's like whenever we played Chelsea on, wasn't it Wednesday night? Yeah. About 2 hours before the game, Dad says, "I will go and do this." No, we have to get ready for the game. It's for another stuff for 2 hours. I'm like, no, I have to do this, that, and that. It's for 2 hours. Calm it down. Like, I have to. Everything has to be organised for me on the match. That's how much I love it. I have to get ready for it, and I have to get myself wound up for it and all that. That's how much I love Liverpool.
And it's not bad when a lad from probably less than an hour up the road is banging one in for Liverpool as well. That gives it an extra bit of interest.
Yeah, Bradley.
He's flying it, isn't he?
He's made a name for himself, Bradley.
Yeah. We were talking to a former Tyrone footballer on the line just a little while ago, and he was saying that he came into, I don't know if you heard it, but he came into training one night down in Trillick, and he placed the ball. I don't know what distance was he out?
50 metres.
50 metres out. And he arrowed the ball
off the crossbar,
on the crossbar level all the way through off the black spot, and called it before he did it. So he's obviously an unbelievable talent. That'll probably go on to play for Liverpool for years.
He looks a talent. Yeah. I think everything at the minute he touches is turned to gold. You know, he
Incredible.
could do nothing wrong. That's 2 games, 2 man of the matches. We'll take that.
And then scoring against Chelsea, like it's going to give him even more momentum scoring against a big, well, kind of a big club like Chelsea.
Presumably, Dublin Europa League final is in the brain constantly now. You'd imagine, especially now, given it's probably it would be Jurgen Klopp's last game in charge if they made it.
Yeah.
If when we do get to it, I have to go to it. I don't care. I have to
I
go
think
to
you'd
it.
be sorted for a ticket. I'd say someone would get you
I
one.
have to go to the Jurgen Klopp's last match, no matter where it is. Anfield, Wembley, Dublin. I don't care. I have to find a way to get to it.
Well, we get the call out right here now, Dara. To anybody that's watching who might have tickets to get
Sort
in touch.
you out.
We'll
Yeah,
sort you out.
please.
What's Cromlin and how rare is it, Kenny?
Cromlin is some people class it as Cromlin syndrome, but it's just Cromlin. It's a condition that it has effects. Obviously, Dara has no hands from the elbow down. Basically, he's missing femur in both legs, so he's short in leg, and he's a full-time wheelchair user. The rarity, we can only find out there's only about 7, maybe 8 in the world with his exact condition. There is similarities, obviously. There's similarities all over the place, but no, 7 to 8, and they're all Canada, America, Australia. There's one girl in England, I think. She's a sculptor, actually.
Oh wow!
She's in her mid-30s, I think. We've never actually made contact with her. She's a very private person, but that's the only person we know of in Europe.
It's rare, yeah. What are services like? What could we be doing better as a nation?
That's not a conversation I want to get into. Listen, the services are as good as probably they're allowed to be or can be. They could be a lot better. Could be a lot better. But we're probably years behind other countries.
In what? Give us a bit of a sense from.
Well, like trying to get services across, like, you know, even his wheelchair, to get his wheelchair serviced or looked at, it's a struggle. It's like 5 phone calls and we'll ring you back and we'll get back to you, and then 2 days later they're not getting back to you to ring again. And listen, Kappa, where he attends in Dublin, is fantastic. It's one of the best
Great
hospitals
place,
in the
yeah.
world. Their staff, the doctors, nurses, they're all absolutely out of this world, you know. Yeah. But locally, it probably could be a lot better. But I think they're very stretched.
Yeah.
You know, we're not blaming the people involved, we're blaming the people above.
Maybe we could be a bit more money put into it, and
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
The girls that are involved in Monaghan they're Monaghan, Louth and Cavan, and there's only one OT for that whole region, which she can't stretch herself. She can't be in 4 places at the one time, unfortunately. So yeah, it's not them. It's higher above that need to sit down and have a look at what they're doing. You know.
Yeah.
Has life changed much for you, Dara? Like, I presume now, even whether it's going through airports or shopping centre in Monaghan or wherever it is, you're getting recognised left, right, and centre.
Yeah. Whenever I was younger, whenever I was like back years ago, I wouldn't leave the house. I was terrified to leave the house in case people would point and stare at me and laugh at me. But my mum and dad always didn't make me, but they also always encouraged me to go out and stand up for myself. It used to be, whenever I was in Monaghan Shopping Centre, it used to be, look at him. Look, he's so different. Now it's, wow, I seen you on the news, your class. Like, it's changed so much, and yeah, I was terrified to leave a few years ago. I wouldn't. If mum or dad says we're leaving, no, I'd stay. I wouldn't go.
Do you know at what age that changed?
I'd say about 9, 10, 11, I'd say, around that age. But then since the videos came out, it's nearly like, I'm not going out. I get tortured if I go out here.
For another
It's
reason.
nearly the other way, yeah.
Selfies left, right, and centre.
We were in. We were actually been on the Radar show last. Sorry for dropping that.
You're grand. You're
Couple of
building
weeks
up
ago.
to this one.
Yeah, and we were in Captain America's in Blanchardstown having something. It was like a meet and greet.
Really, right?
It was like just a flow of people coming
And
over.
there's a lot
going,
of Liverpool fans in Ireland as well, so you can't escape them. Like,
Yeah, it was very funny. Even the waiter come up and said, "I can get you a quiet area if you wish."
I know, the VIP area.
It was very funny actually.
It must be said that it's down to yourself, Dara. You know what I mean? Like, I think in terms of people's, you're talking about being out and about in the shopping centre, people going, "There's your man." It's not because you were put in this situation. It's because you were put in that situation and you went for that situation, and people can really. I definitely looked at it, and as I said to you, you had me in tears when I watched it the first time. I thought that was it before I watched it again last night. But I think people, the nation feels a real connection with you, and you should be proud of that. Down to yourself.
Yeah, I can't believe I've turned into a
Superstar.
yeah. Best way I can put it.
I was asking earlier on deliberately about what you're interested in school, because it's very obvious that your dad has said it as well. You're non-stop talking
Gift
about
of the
sport.
gab, yeah.
Like if you ever want to come back in here and spend a bit of time and see how all this works, you're as far as I can see, future in sports journalism somewhere along the line.
You're ticking the boxes.
Is there for you.
Yeah,
And
I hope so.
we will donate definitely something to the memorabilia.
We would love something.
We will donate something to them. We have.
Loads of we've got too many jerseys.
So what jersey you got? You have Diaz anyway. You have Jota, I think I saw.
Yeah.
What else have you got?
I have a Carragher one. I have a Gerrard one.
Lallana.
Lallana. A 2018 jersey signed by the whole team.
Class.
You were in with the FAI as well, Stephen Kenny, a while back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I go to a lot of Ireland games. I have season tickets actually now to it. I got that for Christmas. So.
And we're currently. We were on Today FM. No, sorry, we're on Ireland AM. So Tommy Bow, obviously being a Monaghan man as well.
Oh yeah.
But IRFU made contact as well. They want to take him into camp, and when I meet the players, Andy Farrell really wants to meet him. I think he finds he wants to use him as an inspirational speech, apparently.
Class.
So we're waiting on word will they get back and get settled after. I think they
After France.
I think. Yeah, they're back. I think for 2 games. I think in Ireland.
Yeah.
So I think they want to get him over and have a chat and take him to a game.
There's
and
probably a lot of similarities between Andy Farrell and Klopp to a degree, in that they seem like very human, personable.
I think it's the family.
Yeah.
And like we were in Anfield that day, and it seemed like you're just walking around your own house. Walking through the canteen and Gravenberch and Elliot and all sitting and having breakfast, and Klopp says.
Klopp says that, do you want breakfast? And I says, no, we've already had breakfast. But if I had said yes, I think he would have went over, took the bowl off Elliot or Gravenberch or Thiago and gave me the breakfast. No, Elliot, you're doing without breakfast this morning.
He did. He kind of demanded that kind of respect. I don't know if he demands it, but it's a given. It's like the gaffer wants, gaffer gets. It was very good like that.
Well, I have a bit of feeling Dara's kind of like that as well. Whatever Dara wants, Dara gets, and rightly so. You're Xbox crazy, obviously, are you?
Yeah.
Is it FIFA only, or whatever they call it now, FC?
I play a few games, but it's mostly FC 24, yeah.
NBA.
NBA is another one, yeah. I love a variety of sports I watch. I watch football. I'm a big, my second sport's actually darts.
Is it?
Surprising
Watching
one,
the Premier League. The Premier League was on last night.
Yeah, Premier League on last night.
Luke Littler fan?
Yeah, I am. Obviously, then losing to Michael Smith last night wasn't a great one for him, but he'll get off the mark eventually. I'm going to them in Dublin. They're coming to Dublin, and I'm going to the 3 Arena to watch them. So
you are. Yourself and Shane here should also be best friends, because everything about you, Dara, is also.
I'm going to darts as well.
Oh yeah,
darts crazy.
Yeah. He's good. He loves the darts.
Yeah.
Best of luck. We were going to be chatting to you down the line, so God knows what that will be. I'm sure Jurgen Klopp will be on to you. We'll give you a shout. You'll have to tell us how that
We'll give you the
goes.
exclusive.
Yeah, exactly. You're doing a great thing. You're giving the nation, despite it's like bringing us to tears, you're giving us a great lift as well. So good man, keep it up.
Appreciate it. Thank you, lads.
For coming in.
Thank
Thanks
you.
a lot.
Cheers, lad. Thanks a million.
Right, it is 9:38. That is pretty much it from us for the morning. The lads are going to be back on Tuesday. Jurgen Klopp will be here. By the way, I should say we've had some comments coming in. Dara's a very composed young man beyond his years. Klopp bang on when he says he's an own soul, says somebody on YouTube. Very impressive lad, says Frank. And need a prediction from Monaghan and Kerry from Dara. Good man, Dara, up the Farney, says Rory Larmer.
Kerry to beat them.
You only have to say the Dubs beat Mayo, That's
you're
all
nearly anti-Monaghan GA, are you?
No.
Very good. Right, that is that. Tuesday show, Jurgen going to be back with all the reactions to the opening round of the Six Nations. Alan Quinlan will be along to pick through that. We'll have a review of the Premier League. Keith Tracy will be in the studio. We'll talk GA, including the return of the Intercounty Hurling this weekend and everything else that you'd want from Bank Holiday weekend. A few birthdays, Shane. 2nd of February. Happy birthday to Manchester United manager Erik ten Hag.
You asked me to predict these.
What age is he?
56.
54. Gerard Piqué.
39.
37. And, unbelievably, his ex Shakira.
Same birthday.
Yeah,
Right. I'd say Shakira's 43.
47.
Close enough.
Jill Scott,
38.
oof, 37. And what could have been Ravel Morrison?
34.
31.
All right.
Yeah.
That wasn't too bad.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll take it.
If it's your birthday, have a great one. And as we say to everyone this morning, have a wonderful long weekend. Good morning.